welcome back to the channel. My name's InsideAgameR and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with our on-air series. And today we're on episode number 19 and we're going to be taking a short flight in the Caravan. Now the last episode was a disaster. I don't know what was happening to my flight controls. I played around with the controls, so hopefully today we'll have a bit of a smoother landing. Okay, so we're going from TJIG where we left off to. We're still heading towards America. We're going across now to the Dominican Republic. And we're going to MDSD. That is the plan. We've got a small little cargo of electronic devices, only £500. It's not the most valuable job, but it's getting us on our way. Okay, so the cargo is finished. Go to our tracking page. And here we are pretty much ready to go. Let's head into the simulator. Okay guys, so welcome into the simulator. Here is our Grand Caravan. As always, we're going to be using Pilot2atc. And yeah, it's all nice weather out here today. Live weather is on. It's all looking pretty good. So let's get this bird turned on. So power on. Fuel tanks on. We'll throw on our avionics here. Okay, so the flight plan should be set up for us already. We change the CDI to GPS. That should also have our approach for today. We are coming in RNAV 35, I believe.
System test. Okay.
And it's given us a transition of Vogue. Okay, so that transition is correct. That's fine. So yeah, we're all good with that. That is good. Today's cruising altitude, I think we're going up to around 9,000 feet today. It's going quite high, but we do have some limitations in the air, so we have to be a little bit higher today. I'm going to leave that for 5,000 for now. We'll see what ATC says to us. Okay, at this point, you know, we can throw on our beacon. Seatbelt signs on, no smoking signs on. Okay, we can put our mixtures up, throttles up. Okay, at this point then we're pretty good now to talk to ATC and get all our clearances for the day. So let's speak to ATIS first.
Fernando Luis Rubus Domi XI Information Charlie, 856 Zulu. Local weather not available. Weather at Luis Municipal Ounce Marin International is winds are light and variable. Visibility 10 miles. 2,700 scattered. Temperature 24, dew point 23. Current altimeter.
Okay, so we're okay with that. That's all good. And InsideA024 ready to copy VFR clearance.
InsideA024 cleared VFR to Mike Delta Sierra Delta with radar advisory service at 10,500 feet. Squawk 3651 advise of altitude changes en route. Departure on 119.4.
Cleared VFR to Mike Delta Sierra Delta maintain 10,500 feet squawking 3651. Departure on 119.4. InsideA024.
InsideA024 rear back correct. Altimeter 299.3 expect runway 09 advise when ready to taxi.
Altimeter 299.3
okay, so they've asked us to 1,500 until we get clearance. Okay, so that's fine. InsideA024 ready for engine start.
InsideA024 engine start approved.
Engine start approved InsideA024.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Okay, engines are coming up to RPMs and stuff, that's all good. Inside A024, request taxi to active departure runway.
Inside A024, taxi to runway 09, hold short runway 09.
Taxi to runway 09, hold short runway 09 inside A024.
Okay, ignition back to normal. We can throw on our taxi lights here at this point and our navigational lights. Okay guys, we've been cleared to taxi, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going down to 09. I'm not entirely sure, I don't have my charts up. Just see if we can just check in here. I think this is our 09. That's 27, but it'd make more sense to go from 27 than go down to 09. Right, well, they want us to do 09, so we'll go down to 09. Okay, so we've been cleared to taxi. Just for taxi, we're going to reduce the RPMs because it's going to make this fly around like crazy. Okay, release parking brakes. We're not going to get pushed back. We're just going to maneuver ourselves around down here. Take our time. Yeah, so hopefully the controls are a little bit better today than they were last week. I did some flights and jets. I haven't done any GA flying this week, so I'm not entirely sure. But I have fixed a lot of my sensitivity issues. Definitely seems okay. Okay. We're going to take the left down here. So once we climb, we're going to make a turn to the left instantly to start hitting our path. We're only going up to 1,500 until we get clearance. That's okay. Now I'm going to go as far down as possible because there are buildings on this side. I'm surprised that they were taken off from 09. You'd think we'd go from 27. But, you know, we've got to do what they want us to do. Apparently there is a car coming straight for me. Okay, we'll just go past him. Can't wait for those little things to be fixed and make the game just a little bit better. In my eyes. And you know, some of these like taxi lights. Probably shouldn't complain, should we?
Inside A024, contact tower on 135.87. Have a good morning.
Tower on 135.87 inside A024.
Okay, so they want us to contact the tower, of course. We've come to the end of this. Okay, going to take off our taxi lights. We're going to turn on our landing lights and our strobe lights. Everything else is looking okay. Inside A024, ready for departure, runway 09.
Tower inside A024, ready for departure, runway 09.
Inside A024, winds are light and variable, cleared for takeoff. Runway 09, squawk 3651.
Cleared for takeoff. runway 09 squawking 3651 inside A024.
Okay, flaps set, lights set, everything's looking good here. We have our CDI changed, everything is good to go. We've got our first altitude of 1,500, but we're going to be manually flying this for a part of this. Also, RPMs here now need to go up. We've been cleared for takeoff. Full power. We have airspeed. 60 knots will be our rotational speed-ish. Okay, hitting 60 and rotate. Bit of a flat spot there.
Airborne time not.
Going up and straight to the left. Flaps up. My fault, brought the flaps up too early. Thought she could handle it, but apparently she can't. Okay, let's try and get some airspeed. For some reason, the aircraft doesn't want to pick up speed very well today. Usually it's a pretty fast aircraft. Maybe I was going up maybe a bit high at 15 degrees. Okay. What we're going to do here, flight director on. We're going to turn on our AP, the navigation, and we're also going to flight level change. Now the AP did not work the last time we tried to fly, so we'll see what happens here. Now that we're over 100 knots, we'll flaps in again. Bring this back to power. Okay, so we're waiting for our clearance to rise higher. Everything else is looking okay, apart from awful takeoff. I don't know why we lack so much power. Usually it's very good. Maybe they changed some of the models. We're going to keep our landing lights on.
Inside A024, contact San Juan, departure on 119.4. Enjoy your morning.
Departure on 119.4 inside A024. Departure inside A024 at 1,500 feet. Inside A024, climb and maintain 10,500 feet. Climb and maintain 10,500 feet inside A024.
Okay, so it wants to go up.
Inside A024, good morning. Squawk 3651. Squawk 3651 inside A024.
Here they want us to go up to our cruising altitude of 10,500. There we go, we're now making our climb. So actually the controls are working a lot better than they were before, a hell of a lot better, apart from my takeoff, you know, that was a little bit my own fault, don't lift the flaps so early, not until you get to about 100 knots. But before it didn't really matter, so look, they obviously have changed some of the flight physics, which is really good, a little bit more realism into it now, we've got to think a little bit more, which is what we want. So it does look like my Caravan's fixed, we'll see what happens when we try to come in for landing though. We are now making our climb as we leave Puerto Rico, as we head over to the Dominican Republic. We've got 500 pounds of electronics on board, no passengers. And we're heading to America, of course, for FBOs, is what we've been doing now for quite a few episodes. We're slowly getting there. Might live stream this at the end of the week, some Caravan flights. I think that would be cool. And we'll be able to get a lot further to America as well on the live stream. Now, of course, once we hit cruising altitude, which we're quite far off, so once we get to about 8,000 feet, I will call it a day, and I will meet you once we start hitting our approach. But now everything is looking good. Fuel systems are looking good. We can change our mixture down a bit now. We're over 3,000. Going to keep an eye on these, make sure it's working nicely. Can come down a bit more. Now, of course, it's not going to climb as fast, but smoother on the engine. Okay, RPM's down.
Inside A024, contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 118.15. Enjoy. Center on 118.15. Take care. Inside A024. Center inside A024, climbing to 10,500 feet.
Inside A024, good morning. Squawk 3651.
Squawk 3651 inside A024.
Okay, so we are squawking that. Now, I'll just show you Pilot2atc very quickly. So this is what we're using for today's program. Here's today's flight straight out of San Juan. As we head in, you can see our top of descent here. So I'm squawking here, just so you guys can see. This is where the squawk is. This is how long they reckon that we're going to be. About 50 minutes this flight, apparently. And we're taking the Goshole, which is what we were requested to take. So Pilot2atc, I'm finally getting the hang of it. It's a very useful program, especially if you want to fly on VATSIM. Even though the ATC, it does seem a little bit more fixed on the last update. I did do a practice flight, and the ATC seemed to bring me down for the ILSs a little bit better. But I still prefer this. I'm going to work on getting some new voices and stuff. But other than that, I do highly recommend this program, Pilot2atc, if any of you check it out. It is a free demo of it, so you can try it out for, I think it's 7 days or something. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. Good bit of kit this. A bit complicated at first, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it is very simple, and it's very useful. Okay guys, so we got quite a long flight ahead of us. We're still climbing here, so I will see you once we start hitting the approach. Unless anything happens in between. If we have any failures, obviously failures are on. If anything does go wrong, of course, I'll bring you back. If not, I will see you once we get to the other side.
Inside A024, expect landing runway 35 at Las Americas International. Expect runway 35 inside A024. InsideA024 established on final for visual straight into runway 35.
Okay, runway's in sight. Coming in a bit quick.
Weed 40 at 6 knots.
Bit windy out here. We're not really on the glide path. My RNAV messed up the... I don't know what happened, guys, but the navigation frequencies were not the same as what they were supposed to be. Doesn't matter. We still made the approach by ourselves by hand. Okay, coming in at 80 knots. Quite fast. Bring ourselves down a bit more. Plenty of time, long runway. But we're floating up. There we go. Take out some of that speed.
Landing time logged. Landed at Mike Delta Sierra Delta, Jose F. Pina Gomez International.
Bit bouncy. Yeah, so kind of messed me up a little bit. The RNAV did not work, so I should have known. Anyways, doesn't matter. We manually brought it in. Okay, let's throw on our taxi lights here at this point. Strobe light. Reduce that just a little bit. Inside A024, request taxi to cargo ramp.
Inside A024 taxi to cargo ramp 3 via Charlie Echo November Tango Romeo Alpha Lima, North Taxiway. Taxi to cargo ramp 3 via Charlie Echo November Tango Romeo Alpha Lima, North Taxiway, inside A024.
Yeah, we came in too hot on the landing. That was the big issue, really. It was because it was last minute for the approach, and I didn't really want to go round. It's okay though. We still landed pretty safely. No passengers on board, just cargo. Okay, where we requested our taxi. We're allowed to park anywhere over here. Okay, parking brake on.
Engine off, time logged. End of flight, registered in on-air company.
Fuel shut off. There you go, not a bad flight. Another flight from the Caravan. She'll have to go in for maintenance, I think, very, very soon. But she's doing us a great job. Shame about the pilot. I left the beacon light on. Okay, that's fine. Lights all off. Okay, let's go check out On Air. Okay, perfect. So there we go. There is another flight done. We're going to go to Cuba next. So like I said, we'll probably live stream that. Maybe we'll do a short flight to Haiti, then across here. That might be the live stream flight. Oh, we could go to Jamaica. Haiti to Jamaica first. Man, there's so many places to visit. Okay, so yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll do on the live stream on Thursday or Friday. We'll go to Haiti, and then we'll jump over to Kingston. Or we'll try if I can get jobs. If not, it might be Haiti to Cuba. So yeah, we'll see how that kind of goes. And then we're going to be finally in America. I do have a guy over here. He's going to start doing some of the jobs too, which is good. So there we go, guys. Another episode down. We're getting ever so closer to doing our level 5 missions. If you're enjoying this content, please do subscribe down below to the channel. Hit the bell icon for notifications. I upload nearly every single day. And I'll have myself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.